It is completely understandable to feel concerned about what to say to others when life is confusing and distressing. We have a natural need to fix and to make things feel better for people, and sometimes this isn't possible. And when that isn't possible, we can feel anxious and distressed ourselves. And it's going to be important to understand that in some situations we can't fix, we can't make it better. But one of the things we can do is to be able to support through listening and being present for people. So some important things to remember, first of all, is to be calm. This is a very confusing, distressing situation for many, and as a support, one of the most important things is to remain calm for people. Secondly, another important thing is to be as open and honest for people as we can be. Now, we won't have all the answers, we won't know, and it's all right not to know, it's all right not to have all the answers, and to say I don't know. It's more important to be empathic and to be human and be able to listen to people's distress and hold that distress, then have answers. There'll be many situations that we can face that we won't know, and that's all right. People don't necessarily need an answer. So be open and honest and be present. Another helpful tool, I suppose, in the listening for people and being able to hold people's distress is to acknowledge distress, recognise that this is difficult, and say things like, I can see this is difficult, I can understand that this is really hard, to validate people's emotions, to acknowledge it, and to offer some reassurance around it. It's absolutely reasonable to be distressed, it's reasonable to be confused, it's reasonable not to know what's going on. So to acknowledge and validate that for people is hugely helpful, really very reassuring. Another really important tool, I suppose, when listening to people and when listening to other people's distress is silence. It's all right to be silent. It's actually all right not to say something. It might feel uncomfortable for us. It's not uncomfortable for others. People will have lots to process and lots to take on board. So silence is such a helpful tool. It allows people time to process, it allows people time to make sense of, and people naturally speak more when we say less. So silence is such an important tool for people. So don't be afraid to use it, don't be afraid to sit there and allow people time to think. So there is no right or wrong way, there's no one way, or there's not something that we should or shouldn't say in these circumstances. But the most important things to remember, as I say, is calm, be warm, be open and honest. It's absolutely fine to not know what to say, and it's also fine not to say anything, to sit with the distress and sit alongside others in their worry and their anxiety is hugely valuable and incredibly reassuring for people. In these times, people will feel anxious, and a lot of people are going to be bereaved. So one of the things that we can do is signpost families and individuals to the bereavement service based at Mountbatten. Anyone can access the bereavement service. It's open across the island to anyone, and we support people, we support children and adults, and we'll work with families and individuals. So anyone is welcome to access, just give us a call.